Hi everyone, so in this video, I'm going to talk about President Donald Trump's attacks against Pope Leo and what that means in the political sphere. My name is Victoria Holmes and I'm a podcast producer, and I also work for a political media company, but these videos on Catholicism are sort of a side hobby of mine. Late Sunday night, President Donald Trump posted, frankly, a huge block of text on Truth Social attacking Pope Leo. He also responded to reporters later on in the evening.
I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime. He's a man that doesn't think that we should be toying with a country that wants a nuclear weapon so they can blow up the world.
Pope Leo responded the next morning.
The message of the gospel is very clear. Blessed are the peacemakers. I will not shy away from announcing the message of the gospel. To put my message on the same plane as what the president has attempted to do here, I think is not understanding what the message of the gospel is. I do not look at my role as being politician. I don't want to get into a debate with him. I don't think that the message of the gospel is meant to be abused in the way that some people are doing. And I will continue to speak out loudly.
I think this is where a lot of tension exists with far-right Catholics. They want a political leader. They want someone to call for a crusade, even though there's Christians being martyred in Africa, and yet no one seems to be heading out there forming their own crusade.
Global attention as high-profile kidnappings of children and disturbing accusations of religiously driven killings intensify.
These Catholics do not separate their politics from their faith, because for some of them, their religious ideologies are a vehicle for them to push forward things that they want.
Please open the door. We're doing an inspection to see if anyone is harboring the juice. Open up! Open up!
Leo goes on to say that his message is to promote the gospel. Now, it's interesting to see far-right Catholics, whenever they're trying to push forward a certain agenda, will never directly quote the gospel. They'll quote church fathers, they'll quote councils, but it all has to come back to the gospel. Vice President J.D. Vance, a well-known Catholic convert, responded to these comments on Fox News.
But it really caused a kerfuffle, Mr. Vice President. I'm just wondering what you make of all of this, and whether it's what you think of this back and forth with the church.
Well, first of all, Brett, I think the president was posting a joke, and of course he took it down because he recognized that a lot of people weren't understanding his humor in that case. I think the president of the United States likes to mix it up on social media, and I actually think that's one of the good things about this president, is that he's not filtered. He doesn't send everything through a communications professional. He actually reaches out directly to the people. You know, when it comes to the disagreements with the Vatican, look, we're going to have disagreements, Brett, from time to time. I think it's a good thing, actually, that the Pope is advocating for the things that he cares about. But we're always going to have disagreements on matters of public policy, or I should say, sometimes we're going to have disagreements on matters of public policy. The Pope has been critical of our immigration policy, but ultimately the immigration policy of the United States is set by Donald Trump. The Pope is going to have disagreements on other issues. We can respect the Pope. We certainly have a good relationship with the Vatican, but we're also going to disagree on substantive questions from time to time. I think that's a totally reasonable thing. It isn't particularly newsworthy.
Anyways, this video is a quick response to everything that's happened in the past 24 hours. I was hoping to make another video about a Washington Post column that came out about Catholicism being the religion for a post-literate age. Never mind our saints like St. Thomas and St. Augustine and, of course, Cardinal Newman, but that's for another video. Anyways, that's all for me, and I will see you in the next video.